Hello guys, Trades Action Plus here today. I wanted to bring some stocks forward here. Today we're going to be looking at Boeing, ticker symbol BA, and we're also going to be looking at Raytheon Technologies, ticker symbol RTX. And basically both of these make up a big portion of the Dow 30. So I'm just going to go over both of these and how they affect the Dow. Boeing actually had a good run today, I believe a 5.5% run, which definitely lifted the Dow today. Also did Raytheon. I think Raytheon Technologies was up, I believe about 4 point some percent. So both a decent lift from these, both aerospace plays. And I think it's mainly due to the slowdown in the deaths and the cases that have been reported. I believe there was also a story out talking about the TSA, the numbers that are coming out from people traveling that go through line, and they kind of measure that to see who's actually out doing travel, how many people are flying. And also, I believe that Trump is going to sign a relief package for the airlines, so that definitely helps Boeing and RTX. So I just wanted to point out, I was looking at the Boeing chart here, and it looks like we've crossed, well, I'm looking at the 1 hour chart and the EMA at 9, and the EMA at 50 is what I have plotted. And you could see here we got a nice big green candle ticker over the 9 on the 1 hour chart. Also, if you look at the trend here, which I plotted these two trend lines, and it's just kind of showing how Boeing's kind of in this chopping mode here, where it's, we're getting some up and down, but slowly the trend is actually shifting up. So that's great. I know that we're kind of looking at some of these stocks, and over the long term, Boeing was kind of trending down here, and I think it was due to some of the uncertainties in travel, some of the virus cases that have been spiking. So you can see as soon as the news is coming out here that virus cases are slowing down, deaths are dropping. It's just, we're starting to see a turnaround story. And I think we're starting to get the rotation from the tech sector into the Dow 30 and into the small caps as soon as I believe that investors feel like we're going to have an opening up sooner than they thought. So looking at the Boeing stock on the 1-day chart, I've also plotted these two trends out here. It looks like, here we basically had a convergence. This started back in March, so you'll see this huge spike up in March, and then I believe we had a lot of the virus cases start to happen, the closing down, the cancellations of aircraft. So you kind of saw this downtrend of Boeing start to happen here, and it hit a bottom here. I believe this is at $120 range. And from there we saw a spike up, and I believe that was, positive news that was coming out of Boeing. I believe that's when they got the quote, not a bailout package, but I believe there's like investors that have bought a bunch of bonds up in Boeing. So there was a huge spike in Boeing here, and then that slowly started to decrease as we started to see cases rise. And then right now we're starting to see this turnaround, I believe, as people starting to travel more, the rotation from tech into the Dow. And so I just want to point out here that it looks like we're getting a little bit of a breakout here in Boeing. So I don't know how long this is going to last. Don't take my advice on, buying the stock or anything, but I'm definitely a long-term holder of Boeing. I'm a long-term holder of RTX. I believe these aerospace plays have been pushed down for a while. Also, we might see some positive news in Boeing once they come out with the certification of the 737 MAX. I'm sure we might see a big spike in Boeing. And I feel like at that point it's almost too late to buy. You can get in, but I think once the 737 MAX is certified, and once we see travel start to go up, this will go up so fast, the stock will rise up so fast that you won't have a chance to really catch it. Sort of like that happened back here, I believe, in kind of like the early June time frame. You see these huge gaps here of the opening of the stock. So, and that leads me to the next stock, Raytheon Technologies. This is also a long-term hold that I have. I just want to point out here, it looks like, we had some convergence here. You look at this high here, we had this high here, and we basically broke out of this spot right here, which we were stuck in for a little while, and it looks like, we have a straight green candle shoot up. So it looks like it broke out of this resistance phase, and as you could see, it kind of hung around that $59 range for like a while there, just kind of chopped back and forth. This is on the 1 hour chart, and we had a nice breakout. And looking at it on the 1 day chart, and I usually use the 20 EMA and the 180 on the 1 day chart. The 180 kind of gives me a better view of where we're going. I think the 200 is like what everybody's looking at, so I want to kind of get an early heads up on where it's going. I know we have a dividend coming on this stock. I'm not sure exactly when, but I think it's in the middle of this month, and it's actually a decent amount. So that's actually coming up soon. And I just wanted to plot out this chart on the 1 day chart, and it's basically showing the same convergence here in this breakout. So it looks like the long term trend right now and breaking out. It looks like we tried to test about $64 right here. We tried to test 64 again, and right now we broke right past that $64 mark. So it looks like the next resistance point that I see here is about $68.59, and that's the resistance that was tested here, 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 here. So there's quite a few points where it was definitely tested and shot back down. So I think once it breaks through that $68 point, I think we could be setting up to the next spot, which would be around the $75 range. So we'll see what happens. Again, this is all my speculation here. So I'm not really sure what'll happen. But for me, these are definitely long-term plays. And if I see a pullback happen, if there's anything that happens in the world, if the cases end up coming back, and this definitely pulls back into the $50 range, I'll definitely be scooping it up because I'm looking to hold this for a very long time. Like the dividends on this are really nice, so I see this as definitely a long-term play. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Please comment and like. Thank you.